Good morning, AXA. My name is Jan Chu from DLND, and welcome to another episode of TGIFOSS. In last week's episode, we talked about our security products. And right now, here with me today are the noble firefighters o ang bumbero ng Pilipinas. Here with me is Mr. Christian Florendo and Mr. Axel Torres. Good day mga sir. Thank you for joining us in our episode of TGIFOSS. Can you say hi to our distributors?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Axel Torres.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Christian Florendo from Ang Bumbero ng Pilipinas.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Axel. Can you share more with us ang bumbero ng Pilipinas?
Yes, actually, Ang Bumbero ng Pilipinas was started last 2019. So, if you notice, dalawa kasi yung sector ng firefighters. So, first is the government, which is the BFP, and the fire volunteers, which is normally initiated by the private citizen. So, nangyari yon kasi, di ba, kulang yung mga firefighters natin by the government. So, as mentioned ng data nga, halos nasa 2,000 lang sa NCR ang firefighters natin. Tapos, nasa 200 lang yung fire trucks natin. Kaya, dahil nga sa sunog, maraming mga business ang nasisira. So, nagtayo yung mga fire volunteers. So, unfortunately, yung mga fire volunteers, hindi kasi sila coordinated well. So, nandito yung ABP, ang Bumbero ng Pilipinas, to coordinate and harmonize ang BFP at ang mga fire volunteers natin. And swerte, actually, mahirap maging fire volunteers, and swerte kami, we have a fire volunteers like Axel, na even though na athlete and celebrity na siya, passionate pa rin siya to serve yung community natin.
For me as a volunteer, it's really hard. The training's really hard, even though na I've been training my whole life since I'm an athlete. And with this one kasi, it's different. You need to be focused, and you really need to dedicate yourself. Especially, hindi ka lang dapat dito physically ready, but also dapat mentally ready ka dito.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that data. So alam natin na konti lang ang bumbero, and buti na lang ang bumbero ng Pilipinas ay nandyan para makadagdag sa mga firefighters natin. Can you share us more about kung gaano karami ang mga sunog last year and gaano kalaki ba ang damage na naibigay nito sa ating bansa? And lastly, gaano ba karami ang nasirang buhay because of fire?
Yes, actually, for past 4 years, nag-average per year ng 4.6 billion pesos yung cost ng fire. Sa NCR alone lang yun. So, in terms of casualty and deaths, sa NCR alone also, nag-average siya ng mga 200. So, ganun kalaking impact ng fire dito sa atin. Kaya, despite na hindi siya na-address ng government pa natin, lack of budget, nandito yung mga private citizen to help it with the help of ang Bumbero ng Pilipinas.
So thank you for that data. And I'm sure kulang pa rin ang mga bumbero sa Pilipinas and kulang pa rin ang ABP. So can you share with us tips on how we can prevent fire in our own homes?
Tips, never kayo mag-iiwan ng mga nakasaksak, especially pag hindi na siya ginagamit. Kasi pwede siyang mag-cause ng fire dahil pag nag-overheat siya, or may mga wirings tayo na nagkaroon ng, may mga sira ng wirings, lalo na pag luma na. And siguro pag gumagamit tayo ng kandila, lalo na kandila, minsan iniiwan natin siya. Make sure na nilalagay natin siya sa lalagyan na hindi, pag naubos siya, yung hindi pwedeng masunog. Siguro sa mga bowl, ganyan, para at least kahit masunog siya, totally mawawala lang siya, hindi siya pwedeng kumalat or mag-cause ng fire. We know that March is a fire prevention month dahil nga sa init ng panahon. So make sure yung mga nakasaksak, tanggalin nyo talaga dahil na sobrang init. At yun, wag na wag kayo talaga mag-iiwan ng mga kandila lalo na sa mga places na madaling masunog. So, yun.
Actually, tama si Axel doon. You can see the data. Number one cause of fire talaga, national, is cost ng electricity natin. So, nung panahon ni late President Marcos, dineclare yung Fire Prevention Month. So, ang dahilan yan is dahil yung cost talaga niya. Pag yung month ng March kasi, nasa bahay lang yung mga tao na yung family, di ba? So, overutilize na electricity. So, number one cause ng fire talaga is electricity. And second, yung hindi natin napapansin yung smoke, di ba? Sigarilyo. So, yung upos ng sigarilyo is pangalawa sa pinakamalaking cause ng sunog yan. So, sabi nga namin, yung prevention, yung fire prevention na to na inaan natin is common sense lang siya, di ba? And lagi namin pinapaalala sa mga tao na prevention is better than cure, di ba? Better na mag-invest kaya mag-ingat ka na ngayon kaysa mawala lahat sa iyo pagka nasunog yung bahay.
I agree 100%. Prevention is better than cure.
Alam mo ba, yung sabi ko kanina, common sense lang ang prevention na ginagamit natin. Even yung fire extinguisher natin na nasa bahay lang, hindi alam ng majority ng mga household kung paano tamang gamitin ito. Diba? So, ito yung basic na kailangan mo lang maalaman. Plus, in terms of yung like the insurance, tayo mga Pilipino, diba? Hindi tayo masyadong inclined to invest for that. Pero kung titignan mo sa datos in terms of loss na mawawala sa kanila is mas malaki. Kung titignan mo siya, ang sunog ang isa sa pinakamaanong disaster sa atin. Kasi kapag nasunog yung bahay mo, halos lahat mawawala sa iyo. So kung protected ka, at least meron kang matitira sa iyo na tutulong sa iyo. Kasi minsan, halos kamag-anak mo lahat kasama mo sa sunog mo. So talagang mahihimas lahat kung anong meron kayo. Yeah. So insurance is one of the best, lalo na for the businesses na meron tayo. Kasi marami tayong tao, not only the employees but also the community will be affected for that.
Dagdag ko lang, no, na tayong mga nasa community, importante na tumawag agad tayo sa hotline ng 911 para makahingi agad tayo ng tulong. At huwag tayong humarang sa mga dinadaanan, huwag kayong mag-video sa gitna para mas makadaan yung mga tao, yung mga bumbero, makadaan agad, maka-rescue agad sila. At yun lalo na yung mga equipped na tao para matigil agad yung fire na nagaganap.
Thank you, Axel. Thank you, Christian. Good thing you mentioned about insurance because AXA has the best security products that we can offer in the market. First is home security to protect your homes. Second is condo security to protect your condominiums. And lastly, we have business security to protect your businesses. So with these products, we get to help your clients have the peace of mind to sleep soundly every night. So if you want to jumpstart your security product journey right now, watch this video.
Good morning, TGIFOSS champions! Welcome to this demo video wherein we will demonstrate through role-playing activity on how to start your FOSS journey in our property products. Here with me is our Agency Development Manager, Jayan Arabia. Hi, Jayan! Thanks for joining us.
Hi, John. Thank you for inviting me.
Jayan will be playing as a FOSS champion distributor and I'll be playing as a client. So let's begin with how to cross-sell our property products.
Good morning, John. My name is Jayan Arabia, your financial advisor from AXA. And thank you for your time to meet with me today. I appreciate it. So here at AXA, we strive and aim for all of our clients to be protected from risks in health, wealth, and the assets that you value the most. And I have a good news for you, John. We get to provide you that holistic advisory as AXA is the Philippines' financial one-stop shop, or also known as FOSS. Okay? And as a FOSS, we get to provide solutions that would protect almost all the things that you value the most. After our policy review, John, we haven't explored protecting the foundation of your family and wealth, which is your home. So is it okay if we discuss it right now?
Yes, please, Jayan.
Okay. So let me just give you a background. So in our country, Philippines, actually one of the biggest thieves of wealth and lives is fire accidents. Okay, fire burns, as we know, houses, buildings, furniture, appliances, jewelry, cars, and the wealth of Filipinos. And do you know that according to the Bureau of Fire Protection, in 5 years, there's a total of 77,724 fire incidents. Okay, so that's an average of 15,545 fire incidents every year. Okay, and that is equivalent to 42 fire incidents a day in the Philippines. Okay, during the same period, the total estimated damage to property reached 23.273 billion. And if we're going to average that, that's 4.65 billion every year. Okay, and also another thing, during that period, 1,257 people were killed. That's an average of 251 deaths every year. So you can imagine how many people die during these calamities. The number of injured persons during the 5-year period reached 4,239, or an average of 848 persons suffering from fire-related injuries that could have been avoided. Okay, Zan, so right after I have presented you with the statistics, it's actually very alarming, right? Because it costs a number of lives and costs billions of pesos. So as you can see, the importance of this meeting is for us to be able to realize the importance of protecting our hard-earned assets. You would agree, John, right?
I would agree.
Okay. So let me now discuss to you the top 3 causes of fires. Okay, number 1 is electrical connection. Number 2 is lighted cigarette butt. And number 3 is open flame. Okay, for the number 1 cause, fire originating from electrical connection. So it's either triggered by electrical overload, electrical arc, or short circuit. The number 2 reason, lighted cigarette butts that cause fires are those usually indiscriminately thrown away by cigarette smokers. Okay, and number 3, fires caused by open flames can either be triggered by torch, candle, or burning gas stove left unattended. Okay, the top 3 fire occurrences recorded hit residential areas, industrial, and commercial buildings. Okay. So in the Philippines, there is a shortage of firefighters and fire stations. So it's another challenge because it usually takes more than 5 to 7 minutes to respond to a fire incident. And aside from that, there are some factors that include traffic congestion, obstruction of roads, and narrow streets. Diba, minsan hindi kasya yung mga fire trucks sa area. So that's a challenge in the Philippines. Okay? And with a population of over 12 million people, Metro Manila has the all-time high record of fire incidents, number of fatalities, and estimated damage to property according to the Bureau of Fire Protection. So let me just give you an example, John. So in 2020, 1 person was killed and 2 others were hurt when fires razed houses in a number of areas in Metro Manila. And there's also one example in Santa Ana, Manila, where injuries were recorded burning homes in Pasig Line. Okay, the Manila Fire District said the fire left around 2.5 million worth of damage in the area, affecting around 600 families. And during the same week in Pasig City, 1 person reportedly was killed and around 300 families were displaced when a fire hit a commercial and residential area along General Araneta Street, Barangay San Antonio. Okay, so that's a story on how fire influences or affects people in the Philippines. Now let me give you some background about other calamities or acts of nature that affects families in the Philippines. Okay, according to the World Risk Report 2018, the Philippines ranked third in terms of disaster risk. Due to our geographical location, the highest risks posed to the country are those of earthquakes, tropical cyclones, and flooding. And besides earthquakes, volcanic eruptions within the Ring of Fire coupled with coastal hazards such as typhoons, flooding, and rising sea levels pose a constant threat to the population with almost 110 million inhabitants as of 2020. Okay. In the Philippines alone, there is already an average of 20 storms and typhoons per year, and most are destructive in terms of properties. And aside from that, there is the big one. I'm sure you've heard of the big one, right, Jan?
Yes, Jayan. Very, very worrisome.
Yeah, actually, it is because the big one is a worst case scenario of a 7.2 magnitude earthquake from the West Valley Fault. So it's a 100-kilometer fault that runs through 6 cities in Metro Manila and nearby provinces. A tsunami is also foreseen in the scenario set by the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHYGITAL. This scenario is predicted to cause 52,000 dead, 500,000 injured, with a projected damages of more than, you can guess what? 2 trillion pesos.
Wow.
Not just billion, it's trillion. Okay. Sorry, Jan, for the bad news that I've been giving you. I know you're sad, but I have to show you the statistics because we need to see how urgent it is for us to protect our hard-earned assets. Okay. I know you would agree with me that there is really an urgent need to be protected from man-made fire accidents and natural calamities or acts of nature like flood and earthquake in the Philippines. Okay. But don't be sad, Jan, because I have a good thing or good news for you from AXA. Because it's a good thing that AXA has solutions for your needs. Okay. We can have peace of mind as AXA is your financial one-stop shop. We can protect your home, condo, or even your business if you have one. Okay, so right now, Mr. John, which is your primary concern for protection?
Thanks for asking, Jayan. With the data that you've shared, I want my home to be protected as soon as possible.
Yes, that's great, John, because we can do that as soon as possible. And with home security, you will have your property insured against a number of perils. So let me just enumerate what those are. So number 1, fire and lightning. Number 2, earthquake. 3, typhoon and flood. 4, riot, strike, and malicious damage. 5, extended cover. 6, robbery and burglary. 7, landslide and subsidence. And 8, road water damage. See, there's a lot of perils and damages that you are protected from if you are going to secure a home security insurance package from AXA. And aside from that, let me enumerate the coverages that go with home security, Mr. John. With HomeSec, you can insure the following. Residential house, so it's either building only or house contents only. Or you can choose to insure both. Okay. It's also applicable to apartments and townhouses. It's also applicable to homeowners and tenants or renters. And you can actually insure your home from 1 million to 50 million. Okay. The area should not be flood prone. The house should be made out of concrete. Okay. And the residence should be accessible to fire trucks. And lastly, it should be within a Class A subdivision. Okay. So if it meets all the requirements that I have mentioned, then we can go ahead and secure your home. Do you know that you just need to pay a premium of 1,200 annual for a coverage of 1 million pesos. How do you find that, John?
Sounds worth it, Jayan.
Okay, so let's proceed with the application. I'm going to provide you with a form which you can fill out, and then we'll have it processed, and from like 1 to 3 days from now, I'll be able to provide you with your e-policy, and I'll be providing you with instructions as well on how we will go about with all of the processes. Okay?
Sounds great, Jayan. Thank you so much.
With this solution, Mr. John, you will be fully protected from all the risk, and you will be able to reach all your financial goals for yourself and for your loved ones. Okay? And I want to congratulate you for making a good decision in securing your home, and I'll be reaching out to you if ever there is any information that I would need for us to complete this transaction. And I would like to thank you once again for giving me the time to present to you this protection that we have from AXA.
Thanks so much, Jayan. And now, let's watch another role-play segment on how to renew our clients' insurance policies.
Good morning, Mr. Janchu. I am Jay Anarabia from AXA Philippines. As a valuable client, I would like to assist you in your existing fire insurance policy. So are you free to discuss this now?
Good morning, Jayan. Thank you for calling me. I'm free to discuss right now.
Okay, thank you. And may I ask, sir, if you have received a copy of your renewal notice?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so good. If you have the renewal notice with you, or maybe you can get it so we can have a reference for our discussion.
Okay, it's already here with me right now.
All right, thank you. So in your renewal notice, you will see the premium amount. It's on the lower portion. So that's the premium amount that you need to pay for us to renew your property insurance for another year, since the policy is annual, okay?
Yes, thank you, Jayan.
Okay, so the amount that you need to settle is right there, and you can settle this via online banking, or mobile via PayMaya or GCash. So it's up to you what's the most convenient, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do this
And-
as soon as possible.
Okay, yes. And I can assist you in processing this transaction. I would need a copy of the payment slip afterwards and a valid email address to proceed with the issuance of the renewal policy. All right. And after that, we will be issuing an e-policy, which we will send to your registered email address.
Thanks so much, Jayan.
Okay, sounds good. And if you have any other queries, feel free to reach out to me. And thank you again for meeting with me to discuss this renewal. And I look forward to seeing you soon. And please don't hesitate if you have any more questions, or if you want any of your other properties to be protected. Good morning, Mr. Janshu. I am Jayan Arabia from AXA Philippines. And as my valuable client, I would like to assist you in your existing fire insurance policy. Are you free to discuss this now?
Yes, Jayan, I'm free. Thank you.
All right. And sir, may I ask if you have received a copy of your renewal notice?
My apologies, Jayan. It's not with me. I didn't receive my renewal notice. Can you help me?
Apologies that you haven't received your renewal notice, but yes, definitely I can help you. So here's what we're going to do, sir. I would contact our sales associate, our business partner from the GI side or general insurance side, and we will send you a copy of the renewal notice via email. So just provide me with your email address.
That would be great, Jayan. My email address is janshu@hotmail.com.ph.
All right, thank you, sir. So that email address is actually what I have on file. Just like to confirm if it's still the same. So just wait for the email on the renewal of your policy. the renewal notice, and then I will call you again to discuss what the next steps would be in how to renew and pay for your renewal policy, okay?
Sounds great, Jayan. Thank you so much for the help.
All right, thank you, and I'll be in touch soon.
That's it, FOSS champions. Hope that you learned something in our demonstration on how to cross-sell and renewals. Thank you to our agency development manager, Jayan Arabia, for joining us.
Thank you again, Zan, for inviting me. And for our distributors out there, feel free to reach out to your respective ADMs or sales associates in case you have any GI concerns, all right?
Thank you, Jayan. To all of our viewers, let's start our FOSS champion journey right now. Have a great day.
So thank you for watching the video. You get to have tips on how to cross-sell and at the same time, renew your clients' policies here at AXA. So Axel, you mentioned about calling 911 when there's fire. Good thing AXA has AXA EMA, which houses rescue line. When one touch of a button, you get access to the nearest firefighters, ambulance, policemen, and roadside assistance. Malapit na tayo magtapos, but I would like to thank our speakers for today. Thank you, Christian Florendo. Thank you, Axel Torres from Ang Bumbero ng Pilipinas. Do you have any final words for our distributors or viewers for today?
We would like to thank AXA for giving us a chance na ma-inform yung mga tao, maging aware and prepared sa sunog, lalo na ngayong fire prevention month.
Yun, so lagi niyong tandaan na mag-ingat at tumawag kung kailangan niyo ng tulong. At maraming salamat din po sa pag-invite sa amin dito. At sana natulungan namin kayo, nabigyan namin kayo ng tamang informasyon. At yun, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ang Bumbero ng Pilipinas, for taking your time to share the awareness regarding fire. Sa mga viewers natin, thank you for staying tuned, and hopefully the video that I shared for your cross-selling and your renewals, it will take you one step closer to becoming a FOSS champion. Don't miss our season ender for Let's Get Phygital next week. Also, we want to know what you want to know. Please take the time to answer the survey right after the program. Once again, this is Jan Chu from DLND. This has been another episode of TGIFOSS. Have a good day.